Do you like dwarves?
Yeah, I love dwarves.
Do you like dwarves mining?
Hell yeah.
Do you like dwarves mining and space fighting gigantic bugs, then finishing it off to go back and get wasted?
Save my money! What's he doing?
Deep Rock Galactic wouldn't have been on my radar had my good buddy not suggested it to me, and boy is it a gold mine. And if you want more game reviews, news, sale alerts, and more, don't forget to put me on your radar by hitting that subscribe button. Now, if we're judging a book by its cover, or a game in this case, it paints a different story than what actually lies beneath. I assumed what I was getting into was a sandbox type game with lots of digging and exploration. What I actually got was intense combat that keeps you on your toes and unforeseen elements to manage, from things as simple as keeping your path lit with flares so you're not playing in the pitch black, to repairing extraction equipment that has been attacked and broken by big giant bugs. But before we get into all that, let's take a second to acknowledge this bad boy has a 10 out of 10 rating on Steam.
We're not worthy! We're not worthy!
Back to it. Though this game is no campaign, it makes up for it quickly with its robust selection of maps and mission types. So while you may have done a particular mission type, the maps are ever changing and hidden secrets can be found at any moment, making the replayability incredibly high. Let's start off from the very beginning. You get tossed right into the drilling vehicle that sends you plummeting deep into the depths of the hostile planet known as Hoxie's 4. Once you arrive, you're given a brief rundown of how the game works, and this is my only very weak, keep in mind, pain point of the game. There's a lot to this game, but if you go into it with a willingness to learn, you won't have any issues because the systems aren't too complicated. But if you expect to be told everything and not discover how to do things on your own, you may have a hard time. After you wrap up the tutorial, you're placed in the space station hub, where you can gather your party, upgrade your character and gear, check out the seasonal rewards, assignments, and launch missions. But most importantly, slam down a couple brews with the boys.
Once it hits your lips, it's so good!
Before you jump into your first mission, you gotta get your dwarf ready. So let's talk classes. You have 4 classes to choose from: the engineer, the scout, the gunner, and the driller. Each come with their own unique arsenal of gadgets to help you get the job done and survive the treacherous space mines that you'll be delving into. Each class comes equipped with 2 guns, 1 traversal tool, 1 unique gadget tool, and a grenade. The traversal tool definitely stands out the most from all the other tools. Not only does every class have one to get cruising around the mines, but they all are unique in how they function. From a grappling hook, to placing zip lines and shooting platforms on the side of walls for your party to use as well, to using a massive drill to burrow your way in all directions like a mole man. The nice thing about classes in Deep Rock Galactic is it's super easy to swap between them at any time, so you don't have to ever feel like you have to main one class. However, you still have the opportunity to level them individually, and more specifically their weapons and gear. So you may end up picking one you play more frequently because of the potential upgrades to your gear. Some of these upgrades from leveling could be as basic as more ammo capacity and quicker reload, to some wild perks like the platform traversal tool reducing fall damage when you land on it. In addition to weapon perks, you also have general perk system, unlocked by achievements that is shared globally through all classes. And these perks can pack a punch, like exploding after you're downed, or stopping death for the next 6 seconds and becoming invincible. There are a ton of cool perks. Now let's get into the core gameplay of Deep Rock Galactic. There are 10 zones/biotypes you will play in, and within them can be a selection of between 8 different types of missions. These range from building pipelines and extracting materials, to hunting down rare bug eggs with your scanner, which doesn't sound too complicated, right? Well, not quite. With 5 difficulty settings, you can make this task incredibly difficult or a walk in the park, and that's where these alien bugs come into play. The higher the difficulty, the more bugs and bigger the bugs come at you at any moment. On top of all that, you may have environmental hazards to watch out for as well, from fire on the ground to blizzards blocking your view, or even cave spikes falling from the sky. Needless to say, there's quite a lot to look out for while playing any mission. Plus, you can get a random spawn chance for big bosses, events, and also hidden cosmetic pieces located somewhere deep in the caves. Things like new pickaxe parts. So you really never know what you could get when loading up a new mission, making this game highly replayable. Now for those wondering if this game can be played solo or cooperatively, the answer is yes. Yes all around. And it can be fun to do both. But let's talk solo play. Now nothing in terms of the missions change about the game, but the way you play can. You get a robot companion named Bosco to help you out while playing solo. Bosco can also be leveled up and upgraded much like your guns and gadgets. He can help you fight, gather materials, and can even revive you if you get KO'd. So you don't get punished for playing solo like some of the other games out there that always want you to party up. Now when you do play as a team with friends or randoms, you have so much more at your fingertips when it comes to creative play. You can utilize your gadgets together to make super smooth gameplay, as well as pairing the right weapons together to stomp out those bugs. Plus, my favorite part, as I mentioned earlier, you can get straight hammered with your buddy back at the local bar at the space station, and it is a blast. This is some super fun bonus content that doesn't really get you anything in return except for great laughs and a couple small bonuses from different beers. Plus, different beers can give you wacky side effects that are tons of fun, like exploding all over the room. Definitely don't skip out on this part. All in all, co-op or solo, this game has massive replayability and what feels like endless content. I was lucky enough to experience a winter event and season 3 at the same time, for my first time. And the chase for the included cosmetics is fantastic. There's a big web-shaped path to unlocking seasonal rewards, so you really have quite a lot to do during each season. Now go out there and get to bug smashing and mining. And don't forget to hit that V key.
Rock and stone, everyone! Rock and stone to the bone!
Rock me like a stone!
Rock and stone, you beautiful dwarf!
Rock and stone, brother!
Rockety rock and stone!
Let's rock and stone! Rock and roll! Rock on!
Rock and stone, yeah!
As always, thank you guys for sticking around to the end, and I'll see you guys in the next one.